Welcome back to the Board Game Closet second studio. My name's Bradley. Chronicles of Crime from Lucky Duck Games is a co-op crime solving with a little bit of app driving and a little bit of virtual reality thrown in together to make this great, simple, easy game. Now, don't get me wrong, just because it's simple and easy does not mean it's necessarily for kids. The box says that this is for 12 and up, 1 to 4 players, and of course 60 to 90 minutes. And in my experience, that's about right. Any more players than that, and it gets kind of convoluted. One player, there's almost too much to do. There's almost too much to keep up with for there only be one player. So for me, I feel like the perfect player count is 2 to 3 players. Now, how do you play? When you sit down at the table, all that you'll have at first is just this game board that has a grid with magnifying glasses that will hold clues and potential clues for the upcoming scenario. You'll have a spot for people, persons of interest in the case. It's got locations around the board locations for locations around the board that you can store. Now, as you play the game, this is where the app-driven part comes in. You're a detective, and you're waiting at the police station in the base game, and all of a sudden, this case comes in. And the app tells you everything you need to go, and then it will give you a letter, and that will be the location that you'll use. There'll be spots on the location of where there'll be people there that you can interview, or maybe you just need to go check on them, see what they're up to. Everything, though, will have a QR code that you can scan. So if I want to go from the police station to Notting Hill, I'll just scan the QR code on Notting Hill and I'm there. Now let's say this is where the crime scene happens. So that's when the app will ask you if you want to investigate the crime scene. That will open up in pretty much VR. You can even order little goggles to make it more immersive. But anyway, the phone will allow you to literally look around the room that you're in. And as you're doing that, the other people at the table will have these cards which hold all kind of clues. And you'll say, okay, I see this vase that's been knocked over. So maybe you'll choose decoration item, communication device. Maybe there's a phone laying on the floor where it shouldn't be, or a phone on the wall that's come unhooked. So you'll call all these out and you'll line them up. Now, each time you scan something, it costs a certain amount of time. Most of the scenarios, you'll only have so much time to solve the case. So you have to be aware of that. But say I have all my clues lined up, now I need to know what to do. Instead of each person at the table having a certain job, maybe you assign them different people that the game comes with. You don't have to do it this way, but it's a way to do it. So there's a scientist who can tell you more about maybe the communication device. Maybe there's some kind of gunk or fingerprints or something like that. Or maybe the vase that you saw, you want to ask more questions about. There's a autopsy. There's a doctor who does autopsy and things. You've got a hacker. Of course, there's a hacker for all your computer intelligence, your phone networking, all of that. And then there's a criminologist who can tell you about local criminals and maybe even a bit about psychology. Now, all of those, of course, have a QR code. So you would scan the QR code and then scan either the person that the game comes with or the clues that you found earlier. Now, the artwork is pretty much only on the person cards, whether it's these or these. That's all the artwork there is. And maybe that's all that there has to be. And it's not bad when literally it could just be stick figures with different hats and beards and hair and whatever. But they go the extra mile and actually have some interesting looking characters for you to play with. Now, again, your whole job is to talk to these different people, to go to these different locations and find out exactly what happens. The box does say, like I said earlier, 12 years and up. That's because this isn't necessarily for kids. It's very similar to what you would see on Law & Order, CSI, NCIS. You know, maybe there's not a lot of gore, but the subject matter is serious. And I appreciate that because I can go to the store, hopefully your local hobby shop, or Amazon or Walmart, pick this up for like $30, which is great. But you get it home, and within opening it, you're playing it in a few minutes. No problem. There's hardly any setup time. There's hardly any cleanup time. And the app does all the work. It gives you all the text every time you scan something, and it's very self-explanatory. So maybe for a lot of you, the app thing turns you off, makes you just run away from it, and I get it, I understand. But for me, this is absolutely a green rating. Here at the Board Game Closet, it's one of three. Green, which is go buy it. White, which means I'd play it if you had it out. And red means no thank you, I don't want anything to do with it. And for me, this is a green. I think it's a very well done game, and it's a very well done entry level game that I can get my friends in on. And then after they learn Chronicles of Crime, they'll get into other things because they had such a great time. And if Chronicles of Crime is your thing and you don't want anything else, well, there's plenty of other versions that you can go get. Not even expansions, complete other versions. The base game comes with about 7 scenarios, I believe, and then they've just released the 1400, 1900, and 2400 on Kickstarter, but then the stories are not all released yet. So I've got 1400 here that's totally ready to go. I've played a few times of it, love it, it's great. There's Noir. There's another one I think called Redview where you play some teens trying to figure it out, some high school students trying to figure out all the mysteries involved there. And I just love it. I've had a great time no matter who I'm playing with or what we're doing, or I should say how we're doing. We always have a great time. It's always welcome at our table. So if that helps, let us know. And if you disagree, let us know. You can find us on Facebook, here on our YouTube channel, or you can find us and support us on Patreon if you're so inclined. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hearing what I had to say, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.